Hello and welcome to the Sunday Club. We're missing a member today, but we've got a very good substitute in, and it's Evie. Say hello, Evie.
Hello,
There she
Evie.
is. Face of an angel, but she beats us up behind the scenes.
She's
And
lovely.
obviously we have the star of it all. It's Mr. Kevin. Kevin Theodore Shirley, whatever his last name is.
Don't call me Shirley. No,
Shirley, no.
I don't know. That's some old school airplane joke. That is. I don't know where that come from.
It is.
Ugh.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. As you can tell, we're trying to be upbeat because it's the first loss of 2024, people. It's not. It's. I forgot. I almost forgot what this feeling felt like. Do you know what I mean? What about you, Kev?
Yeah, I don't want to feel like this again. If that's what we're asking now, at least for the next 5 matches. But yeah, it's not nice, is it? It's not nice for me. Not nice for you. It's not nice for anyone. But we live and learn.
We do. You've spoken just like Daniel Parker. It is
I have.
important to learn. Evie, I know you were out. Could you see yesterday from all the gin you poured down?
I could see. Unfortunately, we kept on going to bars where there was football on the screen, so I couldn't stay away from the scoreline. And I was like, right, start of the second half, it's going. We're only 1-0 down. Oh shit, it's 2. And so I went to the bar, got myself another drink, because obviously that's the responsible thing that you do as a grown-up. And
Obviously.
I just bubbled my way out of Leeds United headspace.
If I had loads of gin too, I would have done the same thing. I'd have took a bath in it probably, because what I watched was.
Oh, it's far
real
too
ice
expensive to take a bath in.
Not
Well, it's
Aldi gin.
homemade.
Aldi gin's all right. That's a bit cheap. Just fill it up the bath.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We dissolved the bath, to be fair.
Is this gin
Right,
liqueur
so,
or normal gin? Oh, sorry.
no, it's all right, mate. It's it's our show.
I do
It's
like
your
gin
show.
liqueur though. It is quite nice. I've had a bit of that every now and then.
See, I'm
My
not going to
pink
say what I
gin.
like to drink.
Ooh.
I'll tell you off air because I'll get absolute pelters, and I'm not prepared to put it into the universe. But anyway, it's been 2.5 minutes, and we haven't spoke about the game, which is where it's the time of the podcast now where it goes downhill, and we start feeling a
Yeah.
bit sorry for ourselves. So, Kev, let's talk about the beginning. The first 9 minutes, we were all over it, weren't we? Like
Yeah, I
white on rice.
I thought we were going to absolutely batter them. I was really enjoying it. It was absolutely fantastic, brilliant, fantastic. It was all of that, and then everything just turned on its head, didn't it? And after that 9th minute, and obviously I could have went to the game, but I would have had to sit in the home end. I'd have decided not to. I just had a bad feeling about it, and you can all blame me if you want. So yeah,
You heard that, everyone. Live, clip it up. It's Kev's fault, and we can all
it's
go
because I
home
was
now.
punching animals, weren't it? It's because I was battering birds on Friday. It's like punching pigeons and that.
Yeah, they've come.
Yeah.
They've come home to the pigeons roost. I don't know.
Yes,
No,
I
it's
don't know.
chickens, but
Yeah,
we didn't play the pigeons.
same thing.
Evie, let's talk about the first goal. It
Yeah,
was
it
absolutely
was.
flap city from Melbourne.
Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. I kind of don't blame him though. I think that we had multiple chances within the build up to that to get rid of it. I blame Ampadu more than I do Meslier in terms of, to be fair, with the way that Meslier kind of did flap, if he makes any contact with Ellis Sims, then it's probably a penalty anyway, regardless of if the ball doesn't go in the net there, because he was pushing it. It was right at head level. And if he didn't make any contact with the ball either, but if he makes contact with the player and somehow the ball doesn't go in, it's a penalty as well. So it was just a really crappy goal to concede. And what infuriates me is we have been better from set pieces this season, but not enough to make me comfortable that if we go up, I'm not going to be biting my nails at every single set piece, because obviously the level of the Championship versus the level of the Premier League, you know, when you're facing Kevin De Bruyne and Haaland working together on set pieces kind of thing, versus, Ellis Sims. And I know he's been in really good form this season. I'm not taking anything away from him, but we should be better at defending. And we're also not better at using set pieces either. So set pieces, if you're playing Leeds United, shouldn't be a thing for either side, because we're not any good at them. We're not great at defending them. So let's just remove them from the game like Bielsa wanted, and then we might stand a chance of winning and not conceding.
If they score from a set piece, we'll just take the ball on because we're not having it.
Yeah, 100%. That's the most mature way to deal with it.
Well, we were really good at set pieces last year as well, weren't we? I remember watching Matt Rocker hit the first man about 4 or 5 times in a row in a game once as well. We are just not known for set pieces at Leeds at all, are we? Especially the past few years, and defending them, or defending our goal. That's something that we haven't done for a while either until this season. So, but yeah, it was a very sloppy goal to concede. Sorry, carry on, Dan.
Who was that set piece coach that we hired and he just did absolutely nothing? Is it Gio or something? Forgot his name.
Giovanni Vio.
Yeah, that's
him. Yeah. I only know from Football Manager. That's the only recognise his names because he's always
absolutely nothing, mate. But
it's not the goalkeeping coach we had as well before this season. Do you know what I mean?
Busy hitting tennis balls to Millier. All he needed,
yeah.
See, Millier last season, all he needed was just Roger Federer just hitting tennis balls at him all the game, and he'd have saved them. Just the wrong size ball. Can you see the difference between Millier this season and last season? Because Marcus Abad has moved to West Brom. We've actually got Mr. Wooten in.
I'm a Meslier defender, and I've been defending him all year, and I don't know. He wasn't like Evie said. He was a bit flappy, and will I want him to be there next year? That just remains to be seen. It depends where we are as well, because I know we're going to be finishing in the top 2. So yeah, it just depends where we are in the league. Above, I mean, like first or second, something like that. Yeah.
It's not like we didn't have any chances. Now let's talk about Bamford, because
do we have to?
Well, yes, unfortunately, it's part of the game. Now the people calling out. I mean, people are.
He's here. He's here. Yeah, he's here. He's got it. Yeah.
He's crept in from the rock. He's busy sending me reels. Oh, yeah, I see you, Smarty. I see you. Welcome, buddy. Yeah, but like Bamford. That's right. I'll go to Twitter first. Twitter, because it's on there. It must be true. People are calling for Mateo Joseph to start. They want Pirot to start over Bamford. We've been through this time and time again. Pirot doesn't do what Bamford does. Mateo, if he has that opportunity, maybe he hits it in. But the opportunity that I'm talking about is when it's fizzed across the 6-yard box and he goes with his left rather than with his right. Kev, what's your stance on that? If you think that's Pirot or Mateo, does that go in? Or is Bamford just he's a confidence player, isn't he?
I think if that was a professional footballer, that probably would have gone in, if I'm being honest with you. That's what I'm saying, yeah. But yeah, I've got to be Joseph or Pirot would have done that. Would probably have scored there. Definitely Pirot. I mean, we know all about his all-round play, but when he gets in that box, he does come alive. Yeah, got to give him that at least. But it was just.
Let's get Evie's thoughts.
Yeah, let's get Evie's thoughts on this for me. Yeah, please.
It sounded like
I'm really distraught. Yeah, I'm really distraught. Honestly, I swear, I've taken pouters for the last 24 hours from all angles, from all of my family. Yeah.
God, Evie, that opportunity, mate.
It is pretty in or undefendable. I don't know which one it is, but he should be getting that, and he should be hitting it with his right. I'd rather, if he's gonna miss it, I'd still rather him miss it with trying to go with his right, because that's the foot that we'd all be screaming for him to hit it with at that point. But because he goes with his left, it's like it gives everybody another stick to beat him with. kind of thing of, well, if you'd have just gone with your right, you'd have scored it. So because he did go with his left and he did miss it, it's like a double whammy. At least if he'd have missed it with his right, well, he tried. It's his weaker foot. We can forgive him. Whereas it's his stronger foot. He misses it. It's not convincing. It's not strong. And you can at least go for a weak touch if it's your weaker foot. But the fact that it was a fairly weak shot with his stronger foot, it is really difficult. And I obviously there's been the whole Matteo Bamford debate over the last few weeks, and I've been quite a strong, like, I think Mellier's overall, I think Bamford's overall game is what we need in terms of Joseph hasn't been tested at this point. We've got 5 games left. Do we really want to put our kind of hopes of promotion on a 20-year-old who's had negligible amount of minutes in the league compared to Bamford this season? Bamford has won us games as well this season. People are very quick to forget that. But it is getting harder and harder to block out the people calling for Matteo Joseph to start. And he's had 3 back-to-back poor performances where he's offered nothing. He cleared the ball off the line for Hull the other night as well by being stood in an offside position. So, like, he's literally keeping balls out of the net instead of putting them in right now. And I think that Matteo has definitely done enough to come on earlier. And if I saw him in the starting lineup on Tuesday, I wouldn't think, shit, what's happened with Fark's head kind of thing. Has he lost it? I think he's done enough and shown enough to say that you can do that now. I really do. 3 back-to-back poor performances. He looks leggy. It's only a few days as well. Just because you put Matteo Joseph in, say he starts him on Tuesday, just because he would start him on Tuesday doesn't mean he then has to start him in the next game. If Bamford only needs rest and needs reminding that he's got competition as well. We saw this last year with different players, not just Bamford, but he is included in this, where players weren't playing to the best of their ability because A, they knew they had get out of jail clauses, and also they knew that they were going to be picked regardless of their form, because they weren't going to be, Aronson was going to be picked week after week after week. We let Dan James go for Aronson. Why? He didn't offer anything. So I think it is possibly time to see, because the whole Bamford hasn't been doing what, I and lots of other people give him credit for of his hold-up play. He hasn't been doing that this week, really. The last couple of weeks.
I think I'm in the camp where I still think Bamford has a lot to offer in the league, and with this running that we've got in towards the end of the season, I think he has been a bit off it. But I do think we always seem to play better when he's starting. But also on the other side is maybe he needs to be pulled out the side for a game, and Joseph does deserve a chance. It's a strange one because that run we went on coincided with Bamford starting a lot of games, weren't it? The big runs that we've gone off since the start of the year. It's a strange one, but I think we're not having a go at Bamford and I think it's just the way he's been playing in the past few games, and he does look a bit leggy. But I do want to go back to Smarty's comment here about Melly before we crack on. With
Can you
hear me now?
No. Yeah, we're back.
Can you hear me now? Yeah, I'm going to go back to that one that he says there. With Meslier, I've got to agree with this one again, because... Can you hear me?
No, sorry. She just sneezed and her headphones came flying.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'm going
to clip that
up. Yeah, clip it up, please. Make sure you clip that one. That's definitely got to go out. Yeah, that's amazing. I'm going to go back to this one.
Comedy goal.
Yeah. With this, with Meslier, it's like, when you've been invited, you want to go on a night out with your mates, but you can't be bothered, but then you're worried that it might be the best night of all time. That's how I feel with Meslier. Yeah,
Four more.
Yeah, that's what it is. Because if he goes elsewhere, he's going to be considered to the best goalkeeper in the world. So yeah, that's that. That's all I want to say on that one. But yeah,
I get what you're saying, mate. That's like he has got. I called him I think a couple of years ago. I said he'd be the France. I think a lot of people said it. He'd be France's #1 in a couple of years, and I think this is more of a to get his get his foot in this season. Whether he stays at the end of the season, that's yet to be seen. I want to just touch on the Bamford thing that Evie said as well.
Mm-hmm.
With Matteo coming on, there is context to that. Like she touched on it, he's only had so many minutes. Now we saw him come on at I think it was the 60th minute, and he changed the game for me, did Matteo. But the thing is, he's only getting 40 minutes, half an hour, 20 minutes, 10 minutes. He's slowly getting built up. Like he played 90 minutes against Chelsea. Well, that's because we needed to rest everyone else for the league. We want. In my opinion, I didn't care if we won or lost the game. The league's priority for me. I had this big debate about it, but it's all about Tuesday. If Bamford's dropped, I'm sure he won't see that as I've been dropped. I don't think he'll see it as a negative. If anything, Matteo Joseph has come out and said that Bamford has given him some good advice, and he's praised Bamford for that. So we know that there's no bad blood there or anything like that. I like because you said it on Friday, Kev, that Matteo's the closest thing to a number 9 that we've got. Is more of a complete 9. But I mean, it is what it is, isn't it, Kev?
It is. It's just, again, what if I could start? You remember at the business end of the season, if he starts a 20-year-old lad up front with hardly much experience, and then we start losing a few matches, he's going to take pelters as well. This is why, again, why Cresswell's not, obviously because of Joe Rodon, there's the first thing, but he's not trying these untested players that much because he's got a job to do, which is get Leeds back to the Premiership. So you've got to think about that. He's thinking about he needs his experienced players to play these too, and he's kind of in a catch-22 situation when it comes to this, because everybody's shouting for Joseph to start, but he knows that he needs a bit of experience as well. But I do think in the past few games, Joseph has been a lot better. Even when he's been coming on, he's been hassling, gets around. Did that Louis Coors back in for him the other night. He's just been everywhere, hasn't he? He's just been fantastic. And that Chelsea game was brilliant as well. So, yeah, there's a lot of selection headaches in there for when it comes to this number 9 spot, considering we bought Pirro as this marquee signing, and he's not really played up front. He's been playing as a 10, and he's been in and out of games and that as well. It's just a strange position that we've got, that we are second, third in the league week in, week out, and our number 9's have not been scoring loads of goals. It is strange, but considering all the other teams have got their goal scorers flying.
Yeah. We'll move on to obviously I just thought that the passes were going straight. They just didn't seem the defensive work. I want to talk about Rutter because we didn't really cover him on Friday night. He's starting to get on my nerves a little bit in regards to he looks lethargic. He runs with the ball like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, like he's found the last clue, and he runs with it, right? But in treacle a little bit. But he likes to do a spin or there were several times where the easy option were on, like for Dan James or Somerville, but he chose to go the wrong way or turn in, and he loses the ball too easy for me in midfield. Now, he's still a great player, in my opinion, and he's going to be a great player or an even better player in the future. But I just feel like he needs to stop being so naive, because he keeps losing the ball and it's just coming straight back. I bet Rodon's absolutely furious with him sometimes. What's your thoughts on that, Evie? Am I? Is it right, or should I just shut up and go chew on a potato?
I mean, don't do that, especially if the potatoes raw, because they're poisonous and stuff. So, he's infuriating. But then it was his kind of hold-up play that then opened up Matteo, that then he made the pass to Pirro, who scored. You are infuriated with him when he's having a poor game. He still manages to do something, and that's why you keep him on, because he could be poor for 89 minutes, and then 1 out of the 100 times that he's tried the turn, the pivot, you know, whatever you want to call it, and he bats away 4 midfielders, defenders, you know, anybody who stands in his way, and picks out that perfect pass. If you don't have him on the pitch, he can't create. And the problem is, especially with Nonto coming back from injury, because earlier on, I was wanting potentially Nonto to be in the 10. You know, I have Somerville left, Nonto in the 10, James on the right, and then Bamford up top. But if Nonto's not fully fit, hasn't obviously played in the middle since really the beginning of the season, when he was played at the 9 in the Cardiff game, right at the start. You take Rutter out, we've got no creativity, because as we've seen, like Kamara, Gruever's obviously coming back from injury, and unfortunately we had 3 players on the pitch who were coming back from injury yesterday, and I think that really told. And you couldn't get more of an awkward time for us to have had so many injuries, loss of form or anything like that, all at the same time. And it does, Rutter infuriates everybody, but we've got nobody else to replace him right now, because Nonto isn't as creative as Rutter is, and you're going to get hacked at. And Nonto's attitude has improved in terms of like retaliation throughout the season, but the amount that Rutter gets hacked at, if you put Nonto into that situation, for me, he loses his cool at some point. And we can't have that. We've got 5 games left. We can't have a red card for any of them, but especially the creative players. We just can't have it. You know, we need that creativity, because if people are going to try and attack our defence, I know that's the point, but if, you know, for us being so sturdy for so long, we've let in, 5 goals in the last 3 games. So, you know, considering we'd let in 3 in the previous 12 games, you know, 5 goals to concede in 3 games is really bad. Then we need to score more. And that's been our issue the whole season. We've been told we've got the most impressive front 4 in the league. But how many chances? Our conversion rate is one of the lowest. You know, we're a mid-table team when it comes to conversion rate. Right now, we need that to be top half conversion rate, because if our midfield and defence are struggling, we need the attack to do their job properly. And when you look at the stats from yesterday, I know obviously stats skew things, but we did have enough chances to get something out of that game, which means for me that our attack didn't do their job. Yeah, the defence has done their job so strong for 2024. The attack needs to pick up the baton, basically.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. And if someone's not converting, because Bamford's overall game is what we need, like you say, but who takes over that? Because it's not Perot. Perot's not the same player at all, is he? Mateo's just learning his trade still. I've got here. So we've played 16, won 13. This is from LUF's data, by the way. LUFC data. Drawn 2, lost 1. 34 goals scored, conceded 8. A goal difference of plus 26. So that's 41 points out of 48. Now, as an overall, before we get on to the second goal, overall, this is our first loss since, I think it was New Year's, the 29th of December. And
yeah, West Brom.
You'd think
West Brom.
Yeah, West Brom away. Now, that's one hell of a run to not lose a game. To drop, only 7 points in that is phenomenal. Now, I know losing was, it's not everyone's ideal situation, but I just think like now we've got 5 cup finals. I know it's cliche, 5 cup finals to get as many points as we can. I know we're sitting in third, but there's 1 point. There's 1 point in between third and second, and I think it's 3 points gets top of the league. Now, We just play our game. Stop looking over his shoulder because we don't need to. We need to look above us to second and third. And if it's playoffs, touch wood, it's not going to be. But is it an overreaction, Kev?
Yeah, I think so. I do. I know everybody has been a bit on the social media and stuff, especially. We've seen some crazy takes. People defending Leeds, people going at Leeds. It's been a strange 24 hours. But I mean, we've got to admit, Coventry are not a bad side. Okay, I live in Coventry. I know Coventry fans. All my family are Coventry fans. They are not a bad side. They're in the FA Cup semi-final. They did that. They had a game plan against us. And if you watched the game yesterday, Danny, I'm sure you would have saw Rutter was getting crowded by about 4 or 5 players most of the game. So they knew it, and then that's what created a lot more space. But they were playing a big low block towards the end of that game. I did worry about this game a lot for personal reasons and for the fact that they're not a bad side. They've got the top of big strong lads, and they did that. Watford did it against us as well. If anybody remember too, like when we got it back to 2-2, those 3 up top for Watford causes lots of problems, and I thought it would be the same. It's the same sort of game, but also my Coventry people can do us a favour because Ipswich got to go to Coventry away in this running too, and that's not going to be an easy game for them. Yeah.
Let's hope they don't just play bad like we did. I mean, I'm not saying it was very subpar. I say subpar all the time. I'm not going to say bad, but
I love Coventry. I like Coventry. I like living here. There's nothing wrong with Coventry. It's not very nice.
Right. So, Evie, what's your thoughts? Right, quick. Obviously, we've seen people calling for Farker out. The season's over. Such hysteria on social media, Mongolites.
Oh yeah.
So obviously everybody catastrophizes something because that's it. As Leeds fans, we just think that's it. We're going to Leeds it up, and it was only
we were 17 points behind at one point, man.
Exactly.
Honestly, we are here. We are in it. If honestly, I know we've been talking about we're definitely going to be going up for months now, but come on. Deep down, all of us thinking, oh my God, we've let this go. Playoffs is where we're going to get. Where we are now is amazing. Is amazing, honestly, and we're still in it. Like you said, at 1 point in it. Leicester got the advantage with the game in hand and the points. Okay, but this Ipswich is still in this with us as well as Leicester. This is an exciting end to the season. It really is, and it's all going to go down right to that game against Southampton as well. And they're going to do whatever they can to mess this up for us. So I'm just going to be confident and be happy that we're here because we're guaranteed a playoff spot now anyway, aren't we? So that's true. Yeah, let's just do it, man.
With Ipswich losing against Norwich, going into that game, I was full of confidence. Right, come on, the boys have probably seen that, knowing that we need the 3 points to go top of the table. And obviously, I put a meme out on my NELP account, which went viral, by the way. Evie,
yeah. The thing is you can from like those. It's usually like tech comedy like shops, where you can buy those like little boxes that you can put your phone in and lock them away for like an hour or something. People should do that when they watch Leeds and just put their phone, lock it away for a couple of hours, like as soon as the game starts, maybe for like 5 hours or something, and just should not be allowed to go on social media, YouTube, any other type of platform that you can think of, and they just shouldn't be allowed to message or put statements out because a lot of them are just, you're hot-headed, it's emotional, I get that, but sometimes there is this amazing ability where you can have a thought and you don't have to put it out on social media. Like it's a real novel idea, but you don't have to sound like a complete idiot by airing every single thought that comes into your head. If you sit back and just look at the positivity that Farker has, given us, the belief, the faith in the players, and the players have in him as well. This is not the same Leeds from last year. It's not the same Leeds from the year before. There's so much still left to play for. we only have to be better than one team in order to go up. We don't have to win the league. We don't have to be better than both Ipswich and Leicester. We just have to be better than one of them. That's all we need, because our goal difference is the best in the league, barring Leicester. But when you compare that to Ipswich, how many times in the last few weeks has our goal difference kept us in the top two or put us in first, you know, when we went ahead of Leicester? So, you know, we have to look on the positives, because there's still so many, you know, so many positives to have from this. And if anybody at the beginning of the season, or the 1st of September or 2nd of September, whenever it was, when we played Sheff Wednesday, if you'd have said then that we would be within touching distance, not only of automatics, but touching distance of the title, then everybody would have laughed at you. And we're here, and that's because we've worked together as a team. You know, they're all fighting for one another. Not everybody has great games, but they always cover each other when they have poor games. You know what? Yesterday we lost. Coventry are a very good team. They beat Wolves. They head, you know, who are a mid-table Premier League team. And we know the difference between the top end of the Championship and the bottom end of the Premier League. You know, you look where Sheffield United, Burnley and Luton are, and you look where they were last year. You know, there's so much in between mid-table Premier League and top of the Championship. So the fact that Coventry beat Wolves and had that resilience to do it so late on in the game as well, in the FA Cup, they're a really good team, and they're very well drilled, and they've got very good individual players who, if Coventry don't go up, probably won't be at Coventry next season. So, you know, they're a good team.
Final last year as well. They're in the playoff final.
Exactly. Yep. And you know, they lost only, you know, really, you know, they were probably the better team in that game, to be honest. I remember I watched that game versus Luton, and they were probably the better team as well. But, you know, so we just, the losses that we can kind of scratch our heads about, you know, are the Stokes and things, you know, and the draw to Sheff Wednesday, things like that. Those are the games that we need to slap ourselves when we got poor results against them. But this game, yeah, let's face it, we've not been good for the last 3 games, if you include this one. We just scraped a tiny bit of luck. Yeah, we scraped a bit of luck against Watford. We probably did, you know, we got 4 points out of 6, and we probably deserved 2 of them. Like,
yes, you're right.
out of the previous 2 games.
We said this about Hull, didn't we? That Hull midfield overrunners, and I mean that's been a big strength of ours over the big run that we've had since Christmas. But the past few games, the midfield has seemed to be overrun a smidge at the moment. I think teams are clocking on to the way that we play a little bit, so we kind of just may possibly change it up a little bit. But I mean, just keep doing what we're doing. Every team's going to have a blip during the season. We had ours, like you said, from up to September. I mean, I remember the Sheffield Wednesday game you're talking about there. The whole team had a massive like Sinistera hangover, didn't they? Because everyone we thought we were staying. We're going to have the best player in the league playing for us, and then buggers off that day, and then it all changed. We had all these new players come in. I remember Kamara, everybody all come in just before. Spence, Pirot, all came within a couple of weeks, and he had to get that momentum and get the chemistry with the team. But some of the football, I forgot about him, didn't you? Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
totally forgot about him. Yeah,
we remember what we've been through with the team as well to get to where we are. I'm proud of where we are, because considering where we had, and I do still think we're going to get second. I really do, and I've got faith in this team. And look, I know you said about the cliche with the 5 cup finals, but I've got to agree with there is some good teams in this league, and we've just played one. I've got to give them credit. You know, I don't hate Coventry or anything like that. I'm a Leeds fan, but they played well. They played to their game plan. I know the coach is ex-Scum, but he's a really good manager. Really good. I'm surprised he's not been tapped up by a lot of other teams as well. They were just well drilled. They put it in. They knew what they were doing. They got round Cree. They got round Rutter. It's just one of them, and we weren't even at the races. We only started playing proper football for the last 20 minutes, And let's not even talk about when we should have equalised in that last minute as well. You know.
Oh, we'll talk about it in a minute.
Yeah, let's talk about it for a minute.
Yeah, I was literally going to say, could you see it coming past 3 games? Einar's in the house. It's mentally dying now.
Yes.
But could you see it coming? But obviously, with what you both said, you both agreed that it will come in. Watford, rubbish. I thought we were fortunate. On the scoreline would suggest that we battered them. Sorry, I don't know what's. I had lemonade. It suggests that we would batter them, but let's face it, there was a penalty and Dan James's goal, and I just thought we were very subpar on Saturday. And we need to lick his wounds and move on. There's nothing we can do about it. Not put a vicious tweet out anyway. What's that going to do? Do you know what I mean?
We've got 2 home games coming. 2 home games, 2 big home games against teams. I know at home we are good at home. Okay, we know what we should be expecting from these 2 matches, but don't expect the teams to let us walk over them now as well, because there's a lot to play for all these teams that we're playing against. So we need to be at our best.
People are scrapping. Let's talk about the second goal then. Make it 2-0. From our corner, by the way.
Yeah.
They get us on the counter, and credit's due where it's due. It was a great cross and a great finish. But my problem with it, and this is a very rare thing I'll say, I'm disappointed in Rodon, because Rodon just let Haji run right past him, behind him. I assume that he told Archie Gray to drop in and watch him, or he assumed that because Archie was behind him, but just a little bit further out. And then he's got all the time in the world just to knock it past Millier. I mean, Evie, you've seen the goal. Just, blinding for me, really.
Yeah, I mean, right, this may be a tad controversial, because I know he's been one of our best players this season, but Somerville took his shirt off last game after he scored the penalty and was holding his shirt up to the camera, and obviously he got a yellow card for that. A completely selfish yellow card, may I add. He could have taken whoever it was, I don't know all of the names of their players, the winger who was on their right-hand side, our left-hand side, who then put in the cross. He hacks him down there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, he hacks him down there. He could have got, taken a well-earned yellow. We get up. Yes, I know it's a set piece, but it's a set piece from halfway. Like, we can defend that, and then we can counter. So, like, that for me is where our attack lets us down. You put Dan James on that other side, Dan James takes him down. He takes that yellow for me, because Dan James is a better defensively minded winger than Somerville is, because I would much rather an attacking player get a yellow card for that and protect us than keep on, than just let it go because they don't want to get the yellow. Well, don't get the yellow by taking off your shirt. It's a silly rule. I don't think, if you've got the shirt on underneath, I don't think you should get yellow carded. I think it's a stupid rule, but that's by the by. It is the rule. So, when you take, he's had more yellow cards for taking his shirt off over the last 2 seasons than he has for any other reason. So if you're going to get a yellow for the team, not for yourself. And that's what frustrates me with Somerville, is in moments like that, his selfishness costs us, because if he didn't get the yellow in that game, he doesn't have to think, I'm so close to getting a game suspension, because he hasn't got that yellow. He could have had that yellow yesterday instead of last week. So just take the damn yellow and save us from going 2-0 down, especially so soon after half time, because all of the positivity, all of the pep talk that Fark will have given goes out the bloody window at that point, 4 minutes into the second half. All of it goes out of the window because you're 2 goals down. You can nick a goal back like that and you're back on level playing. But when it's 2 goals, you have to score 2 to then get on level playing field. And we saw they were happy to let us have the ball. I've never known a team beat us, 2-1 and have so little of the possession. But it's what I've said for the last few games. Possession for possession's sake is just that, kind of beefing up. It means nothing. We had 70% possession and we did jack all with it. So, yeah, sorry, I've gone off on a bit of a tangent there, but take the yellow, stop the attack, we don't concede. Bam, done.
Agree. I'd have done it. I'd have snapped him in half. Nonto would have snapped him in half as well. Nonto would have enjoyed that. Nonto would have two-footed him. Do you know what I mean? That's how mad he is. But I don't really want to, I'm getting all down now, and I'm starting to doubt myself when it comes to Leeds. But no, I'm not going to do that. It was just a really poor goal to concede all around. I mean, we just weren't at the races yesterday, and they had a game plan. That's what's going to happen. I mean, remember the Stoke game where we lost? Was it Stoke that we lost? And Hull. Yeah, those were the same sort of games as well. Yeah. Oh, Danny, don't, man. Give them more ammunition. But yeah, it's just that's it. I think I just don't want to dwell on it anymore. Let's just Hero scored though. Yay.
Yeah, let's get forward to the Pirot goal, and then we'll talk about the inevitable. I put a screenshot of that famous 91st shot, which we'll talk about. The Pirot goal, Evie, I think it was that Pirot-esque where it's just placed in the corner. My favourite Pirot goal all season was the 1-2 with Rutter at Millwall, where he just takes a touch and just places it in the corner. And I thought that was pretty much what he did yesterday, apart from the 92nd minute. But let's talk about his goal. Well taken, yeah?
Yeah. And a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, it's a tap in. He should be getting that, blah, blah. Yeah, but I don't think it's actually as easy as you think it is. And you've still got to put it in the net. The Bamford misses over the last few games, they've all been easier goals than that Pirot one yesterday. So it can be missed. We've literally seen it in the last few games that those kind of tap-in-esque goals can be missed. So I'm glad he got the goal because it was probably the goal that he should have got the other day at Hull, obviously with the penalty. So hopefully that'll do him a bit of good in terms of, I know we still lost, but on an individual basis, he did come on. He did get us, crack open the door for us to get back into the game.
He played well. He played well when he come on as well. He was actually held the ball up. He was doing bits. It's like some of the stuff that he tried against Hull that weren't coming off, and against Watford that wasn't coming off, was coming off against Coventry. He was one of our better players, I thought, when he come off the bench. Pirot, I thought he played really well when he came on. Maybe it was just me, but I thought he was definitely one of the better ones. It's just
maybe you were that battered down by that point that you were seeing the positives in Pirot.
Yeah.
But no, the thing is I like that. Come on and get a goal, and hopefully that might actually be a good thing, because if you do have a Matteo, Bamford, Pirot kind of shaped problem, you've got obviously Joseph, who got the equaliser. Pirot got the goal yesterday. So we do have 2 out of the 3 of them have scored goals in the last 3 games, and they've played the least amount of minutes. So,
What confused me was, why is he going with it with his right foot? He's a lefty, isn't he? I know he's
both.
Yeah, he's both. He's a bit ambidextrous, Pirot, isn't he? Yeah.
And I just feel like
swings both ways.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, he likes Marmite and he doesn't like it at the same time. I just feel like if he connects with his left across the keeper, I think that goes in. The way the slow mo that I watched, it just looked like he just throws his leg at it and he doesn't see where he wants to put it or anything. That no touch, just throws his right leg and he rolls to the keeper. But it is what it is. We can't change the score now, so now we're looking towards Sunderland on Tuesday. Kev, you got any Sunderland fans in the family, or are you safe in that respect?
Not this week. No, you never know. Could happen again, but we don't know. No, I mean, is Jack Clark back on Tuesday? Do we know at all?
I don't know.
Because he was a menace
Well,
against us last time, weren't he? Yeah.
Yeah, and they fell off massively. I think they've lost 6 out of the last 7.
Mm.
So
And it's Leeds United.
yeah, no, yeah.
You
What
shouldn't
about you,
have said
Eva?
that, Danny. Yeah.
Oh, mate, are you confident for Tuesday?
That's not a good
Yeah.
sign. Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah.
If Evie's
Yes.
not confident, then
No, I am, because Ampadu looked angry in his post-match interview. Like, I think hopefully, because we seem to have been, we weren't great against Millwall. Like, let's even before the break, there were signs of fatigue before. There were signs of a bit of cockiness, of a bit of, call it whatever you will. There's been signs that we've been on a little bit of, like, not downhill, but a bit stagnant kind of thing. Like, we've not been necessarily pushing, and maybe now this is the correct ammunition and the kick up the backside, the kind of to get us into that final gear that I don't think we've reached yet. And maybe we needed that loss as like a rally call to get everybody kind of hyped up, saying, look, I told you we weren't playing well against Watford. I told you we didn't play well against Hull, and we didn't play well against Coventry. And the chickens, pigeons, insert your poultry here, came home to roost. And we finally lost a game. So
the last time we got a kick up the arse was West Brom and Preston just before Christmas, weren't it? So
yeah, and that went all right for us after that. Maybe we just needed that, and hopefully with it being on home turf as well, the fans need to really be there, because the atmosphere has been questionable this season at home, and the pressure and everything like that. Yeah, there's 100%. There's going to be nerves, but we almost need to. I think in life sometimes you have to, like, fake it until you make it type of thing. Of, we have to give the boys the confidence. We have to give.
There's still tickets available. There's still tickets available for Tuesday. Oh, no seats together though. So yeah, that's probably just random seats.
Shout at each other. Just shout at each other from other side, Kev. I'll be in East Stand and you'll be at West Stand. You can just run a meeting middle.
I'm in East on Saturday for Blackburn. Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I think the crowd has to be the 12th man from the get-go, because the boys are going to be a little bit wounded. But then Coventry got beat 2-0 by Cardiff and came and beat us. So maybe we need that. Maybe we needed that, a bit of a slap round the face to say, come on, it's still within our hands. And like you said, Kev, earlier on, Ipswich have got to go to Coventry. So, hopefully
Leicester have got Millwall Tuesday. Leicester have got Millwall on Tuesday, and that looks a bit tricky on paper as well on a Tuesday night. And then Ipswich.
Where are Millwall now?
They've got a little bit better, haven't they?
They've lost 2 in a row. Lost 2 in a row, and they lost against Rotherham.
There's a lot to play for them.
Town.
Yeah, so Leicester are away at Millwall, and Ipswich are at home to Watford. And Watford seem a bit resurgent as well. There's a lot to play for. Yeah. Obviously, we just need to win our games. That's what we need to do. But yeah, Ellen Road. I think we're on Sky as well. I think we're on Sky for every game now for the rest of the season, aren't we? By the look of it.
Good, because we don't seem to.
I would have thought so.
Yeah, we would not forget the free. We don't like 3 o'clock kickoffs anymore. We always win the ones when we're not on. When we're not on 3 o'clock. So yeah, but we'll see.
Yeah,
it's good.
I think that. Yeah. So after the game, I violently attacked one of my daughter's chocolate eggs, which I'm telling her the Easter Bunny took back. Well, but yeah, I think is there anything else? Oh, by the way,
should we do a score prediction? Oh, sorry, carry on. Yeah.
Just right quick. The Coventry admin, they were taking pictures of a Polaroid of the crowd and that. I don't want to be one of them fans, because credit to them, they deserve they got the win. That's fair enough. But they were taking Polaroids of the crowd and the players like they won the league, and I'm not saying this to be bitter, but it was the highest league attendance for Coventry. 30,000 people turned up. FA Cup final every week. Anyway,
I think
yeah,
it
let's
was
do
their
some
biggest
predictions
attendance
then.
of the season. It was like 30,000 or something like they had there, which is,
League attendance.
yeah.
We'll find it now. Predictions. Any predictions?
I'll go 2-1, nervy. 2-1 to Leeds, obviously. Nervy one, yeah.
Evie?
I'm going to go 3-1.
Very nice. Very nice. I'm going to
Ah,
go
but
with...
3-1 with the caveat that it's going to be a Hull type game. In terms of we get the 3-1, but it doesn't necessarily look like a 3-1 kind of game.
I agree. I'm going to go... I'm just going to go 1-0, I think. Dan James.
Oh,
We'll
God.
score it. We'll score
Please
early.
don't give me a 1-0. Like, please don't give me a 1-0. I can't take it. Do you know what I'm like after the games that are on in the evening? I can't sleep because honestly, I'm that like revved up from adrenaline. I can't sleep, man. Can't do it. This is why I need it. Yeah.
Just imagine Kevin in a corner, just shaking and sweating violently.
that's what I'm
That's
like,
all you have to imagine. That's all he does. But
They're
yeah,
not
other than that, I think that's about it. Really, I think there's nothing more that we can talk about. Or got anything else to add?
We got anything on Friday, Danny, coming up?
Yeah, there's a podcast called Not Another Leeds Podcast. Please tune in. 7:30. I'm alone this week actually, so I might just set it to live and do an hour's worth of karate towards the webcam.
Or crochet. Crochet's pretty popular these days. That could be good, yeah.
Kung Fu crochet.
Yeah.
Violently crocheting. Is that a thing?
Oh, you're going to end up in A&E with, like, stick things, knitting needles in your eyes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just seen the action that you just did.
You can make some pigeons. Just crochet some pigeons. Just punch them.
You're very questionable today, mate. That's on the internet forever, by the way. I'm going to clip it up and send you it. Right. So thanks very much, everyone, for tuning in. I've been Danny. Kev has been Kev, and Evie has been Evie. Please like and subscribe to this. We like to do this every Sunday. It's kind of a chilled out vibe, isn't it, Kevin?
Yeah, we tried to make this one a bit more relaxed than the Friday one, which is absolute chaos. So this is more of talking about football than chaos. Yeah, so yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, Friday's more of a game show.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So please do like and subscribe. Get your comments in and stuff like that later on. And that's it. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Hopefully, with 6 points in the bag. Bye.